Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday. Hey, this is our last week to talk about Christmas. Of course, until Christmas. But I hope you guys have had fun with it. I hope you've learned a little bit. I know you've learned a lot about my family. I hope you've learned a little bit about your family too. I hope you guys have done something with your own kind of version of a memory tree where you've talked to your parents about the history of their family and your family and just learned a little bit more about what they did as kids and maybe attach some things about what you do, ways that you shine, ways that you just get to enjoy being who God created you to be. So in this last week, I thought I would just read through the story and then we'll share a little bit about the nativity. All right? So here we go, all the way through. Snuggle up, hot chocolate in hand. This will be our last hot chocolate week, but don't you worry, I have another drink option for our next unit. So hot chocolate it up. Here we go. 'Twas the night of first Christmas, and all through the house every creature was stirring, yes, even the mouse. The star was hung high over the stable with care, while shepherds and kings said, "Hey, look over there!" For under the star was the true baby king, and all of God's angels that night came to sing. Oh, wouldn't it be a beautiful night? Could you imagine all those angels singing? And who was the first angel? "Hi, I'm Gabriel, and I heard you were coming to hear my story from the stable. My home in heaven has much to tell, but none makes us sing like the story of the baby king. It all started way back when God appointed me messenger to men. I was surprised and I didn't know what this job would hold, but off I went just as I was told, to tell the great story about to unfold." I love that the angels behave, don't they? He went off just as he was told to do what God asked him to do because he proclaims he's the angel. First, God sent me to Mary. I got to tell her about the baby she would carry. I am Mary, pretty ordinary. I worship God and I help my mom. Until the day Gabriel came with the news of my baby to be. Not so ordinarily. "Do not be afraid," he said, but all I wanted to do was hide my head. Still I listened and heard of God's favor as I stood in fear and wonder. Why he chose ordinary me to mother this extraordinary baby. What an honor, what a blessing it was to be Mary, right? Chose her for faithfulness. All right, who goes with Mary? It's Joseph. I am Joseph, the great, 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 great grandson of David the king. Remember David? He was the king who loved to praise and sing. We had heard a Savior would come from his family line, but I never thought this would be God's chosen time. Gabriel told me not to worry while in a dream. I was given the honor of being on God's team. So off to Bethlehem we went, Mary, the baby, and me. Oh, the places we would go and the wonder I would see. There was no room at the inn, so in a manger he lay. Baby Jesus was born on this first Christmas day. The shepherds are next. It's dark and I'm lonely, out with my sheep in the cold. About the life of a shepherd, there's not much to be told, except on this magnificent night, the sky was filled with heaven's light. God's angel arrived. He was so strong and so bright, I must admit I was afraid of the sight. But the angel said, "I bring you good news of great joy. Go to Bethlehem to meet God's baby boy." Then the skies opened wide, and the angels we found singing glory to God. What a wonderful sound. As quick as they came, the angels flew from the sky, and I thought to myself, I wonder why God sent angels to me, a shepherd with sheep. My heart was so full I just could not sleep, so I ran to the stable and I fell to my knees. I worshiped the king and he seemed pleased. How sweet to be the shepherd and see baby Jesus on that first night. We are the wise men, numbered 1, 2, and 3, and we traveled from a land too far away to see. We followed the star because that's what we do, and found baby Jesus coo. But I never expected animals who moo. Some call us wise and some call us kings, but most of the time, all you hear about are the things that we brought to the child so precious and new. He is the king, this as much as true. So to us, he is more, and we vowed to protect the birth of God's son when Herod would object. So we left on a path no one else knew, and we would no longer spy for Herod, who would bring end to the life of our new baby friend. So all the characters there. What's over the top? The star. Lights, camera, action! Oh, this job brings me such satisfaction. Now, children, you know that each night I shine bright, but never so bright as that cold winter night. As I made my entrance on stage for my show, God had a plan that I didn't know. My costume that day shone brighter than most, as if the director wanted me to host a night of friends, some big, some small, waiting for them to come one and come all. So they followed my light through all that dark night, till gathered together we bowed at the sight, and I smiled at a light brighter than mine. It was sweet baby Jesus, who will forever shine. He shines for the wise men whose boughs are so deep, and even for shepherds so lonely with sheep. He shines for young Mary and girls just like you, and Joseph and men whose hearts are kept true. He shines for the hurting, the lost, and the weak. He shines for all who are willing to seek his love, his mercy, so strong and so true. Whether you're weeping or leaping, he's there for you. He shines for all those willing to say, Merry Christmas, in this very special way. I hope you guys have enjoyed that story. I was thinking of how I could just end, and I don't know about your family, but our family has a lot of nativities, all right? And as I think about those last words about Jesus shining for each one of us, Jesus loving each one of us, I thought this nativity set, 3 out of our many, could kind of tell the story a little bit more. So this first nativity here is old. It was Mr. Chris's when he was a little boy. And so they had this all, I'm pretty sure one of them probably built this little creche. But you see all the characters in here, and some of them are chipped and some of them are old, but they go back a lot of years. It was his when he was little and probably his parents before that. So there's history built in here and family tradition inside this one. When I see this one, I think about that Christmas is a story of family. It's a story of God's family on earth starting, right? It's a story of the baby Jesus coming down and starting his family right here on earth. And so this little nativity represents family and history, right? The story of Jesus. It's history. It's a long time ago for us. Then we have this little nativity, and it's one of my favorites because we got this when Isaiah was just tiny, right? And I love it because I put it under my little, used to be called kids tree, now memory tree, and you open it up and all the little characters come out. And I love it because I could have it under the Christmas tree, and so many times I've seen little kids come over and they just start pulling out all the characters. There's the wise men and their camel, all right? There's Joseph. See, oh, there's a sheep. Let's see who else I found out. Who will be next? It's Mary. Who will be next? Oh, finally, it's baby Jesus. There he is, and one more wise man. There's baby Jesus. The sweet thing about this one is it's accessible to all, right? And Jesus is just that way. He's here. He's here for us all, no matter what age, No matter how old you are, how young you are, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, Jesus came for you. Jesus came for me. It doesn't matter that you might break this old nativity full of history, because we have this one, and Jesus is here for us in any age. Does that make sense? All right, and then we have a third one here. Now this one is a little more fancy, and it's Isabella's, and it was a gift. It was a gift to her from her Uncle Tommy. And each year he would give her another little piece to it, and she would add on to it, and it brought her such joy. But it's beautiful because it's precious, right? And so I started thinking about this nativity and thinking about Jesus and how he is precious, right? He is a gift. God sent him down as a gift, just like this nativity was a gift. And how precious and how much reverence we need to bring to this. If I let every kid play with this one, what would happen? It would break, right? But Jesus is all these things to us. The story is full of history and family. He is here for us, no matter where we're at, no matter what age, no matter what stage of life we're at. He's here for us, and he's accessible to us. We could reach out to him wherever we're at. And he's precious to us, and he was the gift that God sent. So I hope that shows you a little bit about who Jesus is, about him coming to earth, about him giving his life for us, and about how God gave his son as a gift to us, who he loves so very much. Now, we're going to end this unit, but we're going to start a new one coming up very soon. So next week, we're going to start a new unit, and it's called The Fruit of the Spirit. It's talking about how we could be a little bit more like Jesus, all right? So if you're in my K through 5 class at TVC East or TVC Hillsboro, and you, or you're a new 5-year-old, how many new 5-year-olds do I have out there who are just going to kindergarten for the very first time? Yes? Awesome. All right, so all of you should be receiving in the mail this book. All right, so if you get this and have it ready, we're going to start this book next week. We're going to learn so much about the fruit of the Spirit, and I'll let you know what our special drink for this will be. All right, love you guys. I'll see you soon.